Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hugesh. I'm going to talk about my worst experience in life and how it taught me life lessons. As we know, the world is in a pandemic and all everyone wanted was to stay safe from being infected by the COVID-19 virus. Unfortunately for my family, my mom was tested positive a week before Deepavali last year. It was definitely a heartbreaking news for us. It all started when 3 workers from her office were tested positive and their employer did not take quick actions. Due to their negligences, 43 staffs, including my mother, became victim. 3 days after receiving the news, an ambulance came to our home to bring my mother to the government hospital. My mother is admitted there for 2 weeks or more if the condition gets worse. Since we had close contact with our mother, we were also quarantined at home for 2 weeks. Life wasn't a bed of roses without my mother around. The biggest challenges was to overcome my emotions and mental health. Everyone was so worried about my mother's condition and I could not sleep peacefully thinking about my mother, whether she would come home safely. We were also supposed to celebrate Deepavali that year, but God had other plans. We could not visit our grandparents either, as it was our tradition to get blessings from them every year. Besides that, we had to cook for ourselves and sometimes Dad would buy us food. Thankfully, my mother was not showing any symptoms and was discharged after a week. During that rough time, I've gained a lot of lessons despite the terrible experience. Lessons is to be independent and be more responsible in taking care of my 2 younger sisters. My dad leaves to work every morning, so it is my obligation to ensure their safety. I also divide the job equally, like cleaning and cooking, among my siblings so that we do our part independently. Moreover, I've also learned to be grateful to God, as my mother is still by my side till today, and all this while my life was complete because of her. This pandemic was definitely a crisis for every country, but I believe it has opened the eyes of many to appreciate what we have in life. Besides that, I'm also grateful to my family members, especially my sisters, for cooperating with me while my mother was not around. I would also like to share my heartfelt gratitude towards my cousin for bringing us delicious meals during Deepavali, as my mother was not around to cook for us this year, and had always called to check out on us and make sure we were staying positive. This made me realize that family relationship is very much important, especially for desperate times like this. Many had lost their loved ones in this COVID-19 outbreak, and I have learned to always be cautious, hygienic, and always obey the SOPs set by our government in order to stop the spread of this virus. In a nutshell, we should always be grateful of what we have, responsible, independent, and always stay hygienic. Together, let's pray that this crisis ends.